Good morning, guys. Ginger, Jay, how you guys doing? If you're still here. Oh, nobody's here. Crazy times, man. They got him. Had another rough night sleeping. I was up this morning and I saw the news. So I said, why not? So let's see what's going on here. This conference. Press conference. Let's see, guys. Okay, let's see. Hey, Letha, good morning. Good morning, Letha. Tim Pool is watching it, I believe. Okay, let's see.
Leftist goes out and says, burn the government, whatever, they're going to put in the right-wing category. They also have a category called right.
Okay, it was supposed to start at 9:30. 6:30 my time. Holy shit. This got it. Holy crap. Letha, I know this is you. Good morning, Letha. Letha, my goodness. Letha, how are you, ma'am? I just received 20,000 sats. So I already know that's you, Letha. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that, ma'am. Thank you, Letha. Very much. I've been a little messed up these last couple of days. How are you, Letha? Can you guys do me a favor and share this video with some people, please? I want to get the word out here that they got them. 100 sats. Thank you. Somebody just sent in 100 sats. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Like I was telling you guys, I might change up my format here on this channel a little bit and not just be all Bitcoin all the time. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, obviously, but there's other things going on in the world. And as you can see, my channel is called Jerry Loves Freedom. So it's Fat Sat Friday. I'm good. How are you? I'm sick about Charlie. Me too. Me too. Letha, and thank you so much again. Getting up early zaps from Ginger. Thank you, Ginger. I appreciate that very much, brother. How are you today, man? Hey, at work, but I'm watching. Hey, Sat, man. How are you, man? Good to see you guys. Very good to see you guys. They said they got him. So we'll see. Tim Pool's watching it. Let me see who else is watching. Let me see. Press conference. Let's see. Yeah, I saw on Fox News. Trump announced it on Fox News today. Let me show you that real quick. For those of you who haven't watched it, let's check this out real quick. This is Trump speaking about it.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that. Yeah. J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which was very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Okay? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left. And now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Job, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, they said, whoa, it's interesting. Well, we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And they brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
Always have breaking news, Ainsley.
Right.
Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the
I think
police
so.
officers that got this guy.
They did a great job. Everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And it all worked out.
Can I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, and where they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal. And they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, so I understand it. And again, subject to change. But, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later, because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is they have somebody that they think did it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I mean,
Wow. That's what I woke up to this morning. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Afia, how are you? Decal, how are you? Good to see you. Jay, what's up, my brother? Good morning, show. What a treat from Jerry. Thank you, man. I told you I'm going to probably change things up a little bit around here, and I'm going to be working real hard for you guys, man. And again, I'll have my Bitcoin going on, but there's other stuff that's important. And, I want to make sure Charlie Kirk didn't die in vain. And I'm going to do my part to, I'm not Charlie Kirk, but it's going to take a village to make up for his loss. And I'm going to make sure that man gets that work done. You know what I mean? Let's see what Newsmax has to say.
Chicago is a sanctuary city for illegal immigrants. Chicago is a sanctuary city for thousands of criminals who come illegally to our country.
Okay, they're talking about that. Let's see what we got. See if Fox News, because we don't watch CNN or nothing like that. Watch live Utah. Okay. Yeah, this is Fox News. They're just waiting too. So yeah, we're just waiting on the press conference, guys. They apparently got him. You heard what the man said. Real early. Love to see it. Good morning, Jared. Good morning, Jason. Good to see you too, brother. How are you, man? How are you, my boy? Is he the real suspect or is he a scapegoat? Good question, Samantha. Good question. 6:45 a.m. here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Good morning, Freedom Fam. Good morning. Hey, Ian, how you doing, man? Hello and good morning, everybody. Ian, what's up, brother? Ian, we got some good news. Look at this. We made it, man. We finally made it. I got up to 2510. Jor put me over the edge. He gave me a good shout out, but then, people fell off. I guess they got mad at me for some stuff. I don't know. But Ian, it's good to see you, brother. Very good to see you. I always got a notification on for Jared. Thank you, man. Ian, how do you feel about this stuff, man? I haven't had a chance to talk to you since we about the Charlie Kirk shit, man. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate it. What's your thoughts on this, man? Are you indifferent about it, or how you feel about it? I'm really curious what your thoughts are on it. It's messing me up, man. I'm not gonna lie to you about it. See what Tim Pool's got to say here.
They always just say, like, you don't want it. You do not want it. These people online who are saying they do, I don't think understand what it's like to wake up one day in the middle of the night, your wife is sleeping next to you, and you hear an explosion followed by rapid gunshots. You don't know which direction to go.
Yeah, it is, man. It's I've been messed up, Ian, from this the last couple of days. I'm not gonna lie, man. And it's funny, Charlie Kirk said it. He said you really see what kind of person someone is when how they act, how when someone dies. You know what I mean? And I've always been someone that I take death pretty bad, man. I take it pretty bad. And people are like always like making fun of me and stuff like that because of the way I take it. Let's see what they say.
Check 1 2, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic 1 2.
They were supposed to do this at 9:00 Eastern, and then they pushed it back to 9:30, and now it's 9:47. They still haven't done it. So good to see you, CYM. Yeah, sad week. What is happening to this world? Nobody deserves that, Ian. Nobody deserves that, bro. Nobody deserves to die that way, man. Especially a man like that. I don't care if you disagree with him politically. I don't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said, but that man didn't deserve that.
And instead, they'd have lived. But you don't know which way to run. And that's what's scary. I was in Ferguson.
Yeah, exactly, Ian. And you haven't, I don't know if you've been here the last couple of days, maybe in silence or something, or watch me later, but the morning that he died on the 10th, I was cleaning up the house, Ian, and I was thinking to myself, and you're absolutely right, we lost a powerful man and a Christian brother, yes. That white men in America particularly, and all over the world, but in America particularly, are under attack. If you are a white male Christian man, married, not gay, straight, you know, you have conservative values and you have a family or whatever, you guys are public enemy number one. And I'm sitting there, and this is before he got shot. I was talking to my friend actually about this as he got shot, as I found out the news he got shot. And you can only push people so far, man. And again, like the late great Dr. Martin Luther King says, racism is racism, man. And this is a modern day racism that's going on around the country. They're demonizing people. You know what I mean? So it's scary. And I hate to say this, man. You know, I'm all for capital punishment. Some of you guys may not agree with that, but I think they should do a public execution on this guy. I really think that, man, to send a message. Now, again, this is a white male, allegedly, that did this. And for somebody to come out here brazenly and try to stop us from speaking, because what did he do, man? What did he do wrong? Charlie Kirk, besides one open dialogue. You know what I mean? Let me see if Jor's live. Jor should be live right now. I know he's not talking about what I'm talking about, but let's see if Jor's live. He should be. That's about his time, isn't it? Let's see what Jor's doing. Huh, Jor's not live today. Utah has death penalty. Good. He needs it. He needs it, man. He absolutely needs it. Of course they're running late. Maybe they'll allow me to get a shot in. Yeah. Hey, backpacker. How you doing, brother? George said no live today. Huh. Oh, George golfing. Okay. People cheering his death online. They make me sick and should be charged. That makes me beyond sick, man. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, Ian, in my live yesterday. Because again, who wants to talk about Bitcoin right now? I just didn't want to talk about Bitcoin the last 2 days for obvious reasons, Ian. And I said this. I said these people, my family members, friends, because I'm a black man from New York State, and I'm saying that because a lot of blacks are Democrats, and a lot of people from New York are Democrats. So I have white friends and black friends alike that think like this. And the stuff that I seen, Ian, online, I can't even tell you, put it into words how terrible it was. People that I know and love were not only happy that the man died, they were cheering it on, guys. And I'm just like, I don't care. Again, I don't like Barack Obama. I don't like Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like the Clintons. To wish that on anybody, I don't know, man. George, including Maple Bitcoin. Maple Bitcoin is still on today. Just no George. Okay. Oh, he's out today. He's golfing. Ginger, yes. George said just Rajat and Force. Okay. Yeah. Matthew Cratter made a good video today talking about Core and Knots, saying that Knots is now almost 23% of the network. He labeled it 21%. But we're winning, guys. Knots is coming up. Well, this channel is not just going to be a Bitcoin channel, guys. It's going to be a freedom channel. And I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff on here. So, they said they got the guy's name of the man, Tyler something, his name was. And it's big news, man. They got him, you know.
Let's leave. I asked the producer from Vice, do you have hostile environment training? No.
Let's see. PBD's watching it too.
Did not exist back then. Today it does. So as much as some people may not like it, Charlie's more famous than MLK was at his peak when he passed away. This is not a competitive message. They're at the same level, the impact. So we have to find out what happens to this guy. We have to find out what the motive behind it was. Because why? Okay, worst case, I pray for this not to happen, but it's my biggest concern. If right now, you know how before pandemic, I was telling the story how I'm going to LA for our board meeting. And all of a sudden, one by one, on March 12th of 2020, is that COVID? 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When March 12th of 2020, I land at Beverly Hills Hilton. I'm with my family. I'm going to take them to Universal.
This is a big deal. I don't know what Patrick Bet-David was talking about before that, but he was talking about MLK. Basically, Charlie Kirk is, because of the internet and everything else, he's more famous worldwide. And that's not even to be disputed. Plus, there's more people in the world than there was back in the 60s than MLK was. You know what I mean? MLK became more famous, you know, after he died and stuff like that. But this is a big deal, man. Charlie Kirk dying, and I said this yesterday, it's kind of in between, because again, he's not a politician. He's not an official government worker like a governor or mayor or senator or president, vice president, anything like that. Anybody in Congress, but he's a big political figure. I don't think there's any political figure bigger than Charlie Kirk outside of politics. Maybe Tucker Carlson, maybe outside of the actual working into the government. I don't know, but Charlie Kirk is definitely top 3. And for him to start what he did at the age of 18, Turning Point USA, and he's only done this 13 and a half years to be 31 years old. Crazy, man. I didn't think it was alive at this time. What's up, Jay Remmer? No, it's not, but we're waiting for the press conference. They caught the guy, Jay Remmer. They got the Kirk shooter, yeah. But with that being said, Charlie Kirk, what he did, let me see. He's done a lot, man.
But some are saying this could be the guy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Listen to this.
Hey, this guy just Lies. Hey, no. He's
Okay.
a liar.
So, okay.
He can't debate. He just
Okay,
lies.
so let's just
What, you
calm
don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of
So
speech?
watch the pause.
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so
I
can we
don't
have some
care.
decency?
Whatever.
Okay, you don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself,
Who said I was
not
a
about
leftist?
the other people.
Who said I was a leftist?
Pause on his
Well,
face.
Look at that
Pause on his
evil.
face, Rob.
Hey, this guy.
So that guy, and then you see the picture to the right with the glasses on. Okay, that's the guy that's walking around. And then we have Tyler Robinson. If you go to Tyler Robinson,
good point.
okay,
Huh.
is it the same guy?
It
The
doesn't-
Tyler Robinson picture?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
We don't know if
Yeah.
it's the same
Where's the
guy.
picture of
Some are saying yes, some are saying no. But to me, it's the following. If it's just a guy who got up, was able to shoot from 200 yards away, and then he gets him, he's dead, gets off the rooftop, walks out, and disappears like Kaiser Sose? Is it just the guy that was upset? Is it just a leftist that hates Charlie? Was it a motive? Was it funded by somebody? Was it just increasing the temperature? What is your speculation of what you think happened?
He wrote, allegedly, he wrote the words on the bullet casing trans and
which to me,
and fascism.
I think
and we were discussing
Let's
this
be
in the
careful
car,
here.
right?
I think, can we look this up? Because I know what you're talking about, and I'm not contradicting you. This morning, there was a report that there was no rifle in the woods and there were no bullet casing, that was a erroneous report. Rob, if you
What's
can
up,
help us, I
VHF?
want to make sure that we don't like repeat something that this morning, you know what I mean, Pat, got already like set aside.
I didn't say it was a leftist, Pepe. I never said that. I always said I don't know who it is. So when did I say it was a leftist, Pepe? I never said that. I'm wearing my cross today also, yeah. Pepe, you say a lot of stupid shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm getting ready to block you because you just say dumb shit all the time. So, you know, if you're not going to add to the conversation and always say dumb shit, then I'm going to get you out of here, man. We all need to keep our emotions in check. Absolutely. When did I say that the left has done that? And I'm not stoking division. So shut the hell up, man. Fanny, how you doing, sweetheart? Thank you for that nice message today. I appreciate that very much. How my kiddos doing? How's Flipper doing?
who's the guy?
It's the whole Jason Bourne depiction.
Exactly, but the thing
That's
is,
a depiction. That's a movie. That's Hollywood.
It's-
But it comes from apparently the playbook of creating an.
I told you, Fanny, I'm gonna start changing things up around here. You know what I mean? Again, I love me some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a tool in our toolbox, right? In our utility belt. You know what I'm saying? Nice one, Jerry. Thank you, man. I've definitely always said that I don't know who shot him. I don't know if he was paid off. I don't know if he was a crazy dude. I don't know if he could have been a right winger that was mad at Charlie Kirk for something. He could have worked for Charlie Kirk. Nobody knows, bro. Tim Pool is a effing idiot. Okay. Jerry, you're not a fan of Tim Pool. I beg to differ. I don't think Tim Pool is dumb. You may disagree with him, but Tim Pool is far from dumb. He's a very, very smart guy.
Just wild. Nobody, anybody who claims they want to live that way, they're lying, or they truly don't know what it's like. You don't want to live that way, man. Take a look at Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse didn't want to go through that. He didn't want to experience.
Pepe says, doesn't make sense for a tranny twink to make a kill shot from 300 yards away. That's a fair point. You know what I mean? But I never said that. I never said anything about who shot him because I don't know. I don't talk about things I don't know, Pepe. So again, you know, unless you can tell me the minute mark where I said it, that I said I know who the shooter is, you can shut your pie hole with that one, brother. Great, good morning. It's a wonderful start to the day. I was up every couple hours for Flipper. Kind of tired, but woke up to your live. Thank you. Appreciate you. I remember when Tim was in the trenches on the streets doing live streams. Yeah. Tim might be an ass, but definitely not dumb. Yeah, I forget. I completely agree with that. F Tim Pool. Okay. Morning, Freedom Fire. Solar Satoshi. What's up, brother? Pool. I got you, man. What did you say? Tim Paul. Yeah. What's up, Sat, man? What's up, guys? Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what the plan is here, man. Who killed him? You know what I mean? Who did it? What the motive was? I'm so glad this guy is alive. That's when I wanted to make sure this guy was alive, and I'm so happy about that, man. You know what I mean? So happy about that. Let's see. We just bought our hourly buy. Let's see. 867 sats. So our our sats are getting more expensive per dollar. You know what I mean? See some PBD saying.
Influence. He was an influencer. You influence people's thoughts. You've influenced people's emotions. You've influenced people's actions, good and bad. I'm there with Dylan. We're having a great time. And the whole time, I'm holding back my emotions, knowing that Charlie Kirk just got shot. And then text after text after text. This is what's going on. And then here's what happened. Pat took the stage. Super emotional. Pat cried. Vinny's crying. I see it in Vinny's eyes. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Tom's crying. Rob is crying. I'm the only person that didn't cry. And not because I wasn't sad. I was sort of numb. And you know what? I got back to my room that night. I've only cried 3 times in the last 5 years, I would say. The day that my girlfriend got cancer, the day that my dad died, and the day that Charlie Kirk died. And I was playing the song from Green Day, you know, another turning point of forks to Good Riddance. And I just started bawling, man. And I'm just so sad for everyone. And I'm sad for America because this was a guy, we've spent so much time with Charlie, one of the best humans I've ever met. I don't know anything bad about him. And the fact that people on the left are mocking him and cheering for his death just shows how sick and twisted some people in America have become. It's just sad to me.
Yeah, it's and by the way, it's interesting you say.
Very sad. Very sad what people are doing. I haven't made any coffee yet. I got my my dishes in the dishwasher. I think my dishwasher's done. So I'm gonna grab my coffee cup and I'm gonna start my coffee. I usually don't drink coffee this early. And I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I'm gonna start a cup of coffee real quick. So let me play this for a minute and I'll be right back, guys. All right. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys.
Company of a family, you know, you're in the house, your kids, blah, 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 and they're fighting, bring it down, right? It's a little bit here, you bring it up, you control the temperature. Last week, this Ukrainian girl, okay, is on the subway. And all of a sudden, there's 2 clips, Rob, if you want to go through this, and if you have the Van Jones clip, and, you know, if you know which ones I'm talking about, first play the clip of her not getting stabbed until when she's first getting moved by the guy that's just kind of shaking her up a little bit at first. So Trump wants death penalty for the Charlotte's murder suspect after what happened. Okay. That picture to the right. Okay. That's the girl. That's the killer right behind her. Okay. Ukrainian refugee Irina escapes war horrors only to get her throat savage slit on a Charlotte train by black repeat offender DeCarlos Brown, free on bail from Democrat soft crime insanity. Okay, this is a fellow on Twitter writing this. That's the story right there. Trump comes out and saying he wants death penalty for him. Okay, Van Jones is out there saying things. This right here, this clip, go forward.
It's not about cashless bail or no cashless bail. It's about the fact that we don't know how to deal with people who are hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
Wait, he should be embarrassed for himself, Van? Buddy,
God.
Here's a question. I want to send something, Rob, to you, and I want you to show this here because a guy sent this to me and said, "How different would it have been if this is the case?" Rob, let me send this to you, and then if you can put it up, okay? If this was the story, what would America look like if this was the story, Rob? If you don't mind, I'm going to airdrop it to you, Rob. If you can show it to everyone here. Imagine if this was the case. Take that situation and make it this, how different would America have been today? What would the streets have looked like today? What would Van Jones be saying today? Van, what would you really be saying today if this was the story? Take all the seats and change Irina, and that's the case.
Oh my God.
What would America be doing?
What a different picture. They burned this thing
What would
down.
America be doing? A white guy
And by the way, my daughter lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she sat in that very seat. And I said the same exact thing. Everything would be completely different if that was a white dude and a black girl doing that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And Van Jones is a piece of shit. He always brings up race, but the reason he don't want to bring up that part, the race, because of it doesn't fit the narrative, obviously. But he's one of the biggest race baiters in the world. He's a piece of shit. Again, Democrats are fucking hypocrites, man, on the federal level. And the politicians and the pundits and the liars. They're actors and idiots. And these people make me fucking sick, man. Excuse my language. I can't stand these damn people, man.
Abs, a black girl with two white guys and a white girl sitting to her right doing nothing. How would you react to this? What would you be saying? Would you be saying, why didn't one of them jump in and save her? Is that what you'd be saying? This is why America has a white crime problem. What would you be saying? So to me, I'm really trying to speculate because I got a couple weird calls yesterday from people that are involved directly with this, and they're all trying to find out what happened, and some of them are trying to find out how to prevent future ones from happening. So what do you do here? Was the motive on taking Charlie out because of this? Did somebody watch this exchange and say, you know what, I'm going to go take Charlie out and I'm going to be the hero? Is that what it was? Was it that simple of a reaction to what happened with, Irina? Tom, what are your thoughts? I know you have some opinions on this story.
Well, that's a very good question he's asking. Obviously, nobody knows why he did it. But again, the mainstream media, the politicians on the Democrat side in particular, the never Trumpers on the quote unquote Republican side, the neocons, these people that have demonized Trump as Hitler, as a fascist, as a Nazi, all of his followers are Nazis, white supremacists, black people that follow him are coons and sellouts and all this other stuff. They're culpable for this stuff. You know what I mean? They're culpable. The video Stephen A. Smith posted is poetic. I don't even watch sports. Okay. I watched Tim Pool. Yeah, I seen a little bit of that, Solar. I think. I watched Tim Pool for years until he laughed at and celebrated the idea of America annexing Canada. F that guy. He is a piece of shit. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You want some, come get some. We polite, but you definitely don't want to F with us. Hey, man, stand up for your country, brother. I agree with you. Just ask the Germans. Yep, I agree. But that's a good question PBD is asking, right? Nobody knows the answer to that one individual that did that and got that shot off. Was he paid off? Was he a guy that was already mad at Charlie Kirk? You got to put a percentage in probabilities on different things. We don't know. You know what I mean? We're just speculating. But again, the mainstream media that come out here and lie to the American people and gaslight us and don't tell us a true story and lean it one way and villainize one and try to make sure the Democrat propaganda or the Democrat narrative that they're good and stuff like that always keeps going, then it's not fair. It's not fair coverage. Canada is the reason for Geneva Convention. Yep.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of clips and people saying Van Jones a communist. Here he goes again. Van Jones said he was a communist, but he said it's part of his radical 1990s, and he has since matured. Well, respectfully, I don't really see it. To say something like that, Van Jones is the one that's race baiting. Van Jones is the one that is pulling the strings there, using his perch in media, and he doesn't even know.
Tom, hang on one second. The press conference right now with the shooters taking place right now.
Left the rifle in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
We're a few seconds behind, maybe like a minute behind. So I sped it up a tiny bit.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely...
I was just thinking the same thing. He looks like a fucking robot, Jay.
Absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline.
But also, too, he could be nervous, Jay. This is a big deal. He knows the whole world is watching, and public speaking is like one of the #1 fears. So this is not like an easy thing to do. So I'll give him a little bit of slack for that, though, Jay.
Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m.
He's starting to look better now. I think he's getting comfortable now, guys.
9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI.
Real quick, Scotty sent in 99 sats. Scotty, thank you so much, brother. And he says, hey, Jerry, going to be a crazy end of the year, I feel. Me too, man. Thank you so much for that donation, Scotty. Appreciate you. Good to see you too, brother.
There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here, and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even, especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds,
He's the governor of Utah, VHF. He's the governor of Utah.
Spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged soon.
Now, there's more than one person. It's the liars and the propagandists that brainwashed this kid, man. This 22-year-old kid. Now he's going to be gone for the rest of his life, and he's going to get fried because he got brainwashed.
And will be held accountable. And yet, all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. This bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils.
Guys, this is a good man, okay? He's a good man. Utah is a nice state, man. It really is. But he's right. He's disappointed right now, man, because this is his state. And, I'm hearing some of the quote-unquote bourgeoisie blacks, or the blackity blacks, I call them, saying we don't have to worry about this. This is a white-on-white crime and everything else. Nah, man, crime is bad. Violence is bad. And he's disappointed, but he's absolutely right. He's preaching love and caring, and violence is violence, not words are violent. But again, if this was one of them on the evil side, right, and this happened to one of their people, they'd be rioting the streets. We've seen it already. You know what I mean? They're not rioting and looting and killing their own people and breaking into their own stuff. They're not doing that. It's my favorite state in the union. Yeah, it's a really nice state. Yes, that's so true what he's saying. Exactly. 100. Yes, no nonsense. I love it. Yeah. He's preaching right now, man. You know what I mean? He's disappointed, rightfully so, because when you're the governor of a state or a mayor of a city or just in charge of your household period, and you see one of those people that are under your care do this, again, there's always going to be a bad apple. And the bigger the basket is of people, the harder it is to make sure nobody's bad. He knows that this is not good. It's not good optics. You know what I mean? But he's letting you people know that, hey, the collective, the majority of Utahnians are good people, and they are good people. They're the state right above me. So right now he's preaching, man. I agree with everything he's saying.
And prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes, because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse.
He's right. And I'm hearing some of these people trying to both sides it, right? Oh, well, the other side does stuff too. Really? What does the other side do? Can you give me examples besides January 6th? Please? Give me something besides January 6th. And the 2 Democrats that were killed, first of all, God rest their souls, the ones from Minnesota. You know them, Trent. That was terrible. I don't think, number one, that was a Republican, quote unquote, that killed them, or a MAGA person. But number 2, you didn't see people on the internet laughing and being happy that they died. That was a tragic situation. Nobody wants to see anybody die because they disagree with them politically. Nobody does. Except these idiots. They've shown their true colors, man. And like Charlie Kirk said, you will see how someone really is, what kind of person they are when there's a death. And you've seen them, man. I've seen the unrelenting hate for a man that they disagree with politically that died, and now he's got 2 young kids that don't have a father, and a beautiful wife that doesn't have a husband, and parents that don't have a son. And these people have no remorse, man, because they disagree with them fucking politically. And it's shameful, man. I'm so disappointed in these people, man. Kids are watching with all eyes and ears. Thank you, Fanny. Hi, Holler, Anonymous, and Flipper. Hey, guys. Hey, we love you. That's all I saw on my Facebook since Wednesday. It's not the same thing. It's not. Exactly. Don't give me this both sides bullshit. And again, I'm not talking about Republicans and Democrats here. It goes deeper than that, man. It goes deeper than that. I'm telling you, it does. It's awful. It's terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. And I've watched some videos of some people, speaking of Democrat and Republicans, that were moderate Democrats. A lot of them are like, man, this is sickening what some of these Democrats are doing. I'll never vote Democrat again. You know what I mean? Again, I don't like Charlie Kirk. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. But to dance on the man's grave, but to laugh at him, to make T-shirts of the man getting shot. They got T-shirts of that shit, man. There's a place for people like that. And I don't condone that. And I'm going to pick up the baton where Charlie Kirk left it, man. And I'm going to fight my ass off to make sure we have freedom in this country, in this world. You know what I mean? And to rid this evilness and this nonsense and these lies that the mainstream media tells us, because people are getting propagandized. They are. They're getting lied to. They're getting brainwashed. MSDNC, nothing but crap. ABC, CBS, PBS, CNN, which I call the Clown News Network, the Crime News Network, the Clinton News Network. My favorite is the Cancel News Network. These people should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And I'm sick of this shit. And again, and I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. White men are under attack in America, man. If you are a white male Christian in America, a gun-toting, God-fearing, good husband, good father, straight male that loves God and his family and his country, you're under attack. And why? Because they know that you're the strongest one. Because you're the majority. You're the strongest mind. Those kind of men stick together. They have values, and they can't be brainwashed. And that's why they do it. They demonize them men like that. And I got plenty of white male friends. I guess I'm a coon for that or sellout for that, which is stupid as fuck. I don't look at color, man. And again, these people make me sick. And all these networks I just named, they do that. And they demonize these people. And I'm in the camp, I'm not a big Malcolm X fan. I'm a Martin Luther King fan. Again, I know Martin Luther King wasn't perfect, but racism is racism, no matter what fucking color it is. And I'm going to stick up for white men in America because it's not fair what they're doing. They call you guys colonizers and white supremacists and skinheads and racists and Nazis and KKK members. Why? Because you love your family and you love your country? Now what they're going to say? This was a crazy white kid that did this. They're going to demonize him, and rightfully so, they should. This kid was evil. I'm going to go to Adam Mockler. Now, I told you about this kid yesterday. What would Jesus do exactly? You tell them, Jerry from Flipper. Thank you, honey. How you feeling, Flipper? That's me. That is you, Ian. And I love you, brother. Don't give a shit what color you are. I don't care about that. You think a strong man is scary. We're seeing what weak men could do, and it scares me. Yeah. What they're trying to do, guys, is the perfect example of the divide and conquer method. They want black people to hate white people. They want black people to be victims. They want the white liberal to be a savior and have a savior complex and think they're better than black people, the white liberals. Because believe me, the most racist people in America, I'm telling you right now, it ain't white people. It's white liberals. Conservative white people, I'm not saying there's not some racists over there. Sure, I've met some racist men. They never gave me any problems because they know I'm not like them other dudes. But the most racist people in America, in my experience, are white liberals. Because if you're a black man and you're not a Democrat, you're not a real black person. You got to be on that plantation, boy. And that's what they've called me. They call me boy. They've called me the N-word, all kind of shit. I can show you all kind of shit because I put up there on Facebook that white men are under attack and I like Trump. And they call me all kind of names. The same shit that they say about the white conservatives is exactly what they are. So everything a Democrat says, I'm telling you this is why they're hypocrites. Everything they accuse the other side of, they're just admitting what they do. That's all they fucking do, man. And these people make me sick. They're liars and they're hypocrites, man. And I'll be damned if I see my white brothers get stomped out for these lies. Good men. And you think if something happens, some kind of a civil happens or something breaks out, I'm going to go over here with these idiots and not stand with my white brothers because I'm a coon or whatever the fuck they call me? I don't give a shit what color you are. If you love God and you love your family and you love your country and you're a good man, who gives a shit what color you are? And you cry when somebody dies, if they even disagree with you and you're a good person, you're my partner. I'm locking arms with you. But if you're one of these motherfuckers, one of these degenerate motherfuckers that are sitting there saying, thank God he died. He was a racist. I'm a victim. The white man gets what he deserves. I can't fuck with you, man. I'm sorry. And again, I love Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin maxi. But Bitcoin ain't going to fix that right now. We live in the world today, and we need to fix the world today and in the future with Bitcoin. Bitcoin will lower some of this shit. But right now, in the present, like God said, because every day you wake up is a present. Ain't no guarantees tomorrow. Do you think Charlie Kirk got up on September 10th and thought, hey, today's my last day? Nobody does that. Unless you had a, death, illness or something like that. So every single day is a present. I don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. Yeah, I'm going to stack Bitcoin for 10 years till 2035. I'm going to stack my ass off. If I'm here, I don't know if I'm going to be here. That's why I always tell you guys, man, enjoy your life today, right? Work your ass off, sure, but spend time with God and your family. Stack your ass off, sure, no problem, right? But don't bitch and cry about the problems. Come up with a solution with these problems. And that's what we're going to do on this channel. So if you don't like it, and if you want me to talk about Bitcoin all fucking day, this is the wrong channel, man. I'm sorry. This is the turning point for me. And I'm sick of this shit. Again, I've said this 1,000 fucking times, you guys. I'm God, family, country, Bitcoin, in that order. And I'm not yelling at you guys. I'm just saying, I got so many people in my fucking inboxes getting pissed off because I don't talk about Bitcoin 24/7. I love Bitcoin. And I'm not saying this to be a bragger, but most of you motherfuckers that are saying that to me, I got more Bitcoin than you. And I stack harder than you. Do you buy every fucking hour on the hour? I do. I buy every hour on the hour. I smash by during the day. I smash by on the first of the month. I smash by when I go DoorDash. I do this shit every day. I receive sats. A lot of people don't get as many sats as I do on a frequently basis. Not as much, I'm saying, a lot. Right? So the same people bitching about me, you better catch up to my level first. You buy 24 hours a day? Because I do. So miss me with that bullshit. Bitcoin is not the end-all, be-all. Will it help our family in the future? Of course it will. But it is a tool in the toolbox. Can you imagine being a mechanic just walking around with a fucking hammer and that's it? No screwdriver, no nothing else? You got to have an array of tools, man. And what's the end goal? What do you want? You want to live a good life? You want to have freedom? You want to have your health? Right? We're in this weird transition period right now, guys. Right? We're going through a what do they call it? A paradigm shift right now. And we're laying the bricks down for the family. I don't think about me when it comes to Bitcoin. I think about that little boy in the other room, my grandson, and his kids, and his kids' kids. I'm 50 years old. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to pop off when I'm 10 years or 20 years. I don't know. But that's not why I do it. I don't buy Bitcoin for number go up. I buy Bitcoin because the freedom goes up. That's the technology I use it for. Don't give a shit about the money, man. Get mad at me and my channel was called Jerry Loves Bitcoin. And my channel was called Jerry Loves Bitcoin. Then you got something going. I get you. I'm being a hypocrite. But that's not the name of my channel. As you can see, I got it everywhere. At the bottom, at the top, where my name is right underneath me. So what the fuck you getting mad at me for? Because I'm not talking about Bitcoin 24/7. We're in a war right now, guys. We're in a culture war. People are dying now. I'm not saying to be violent. I'm not talking about that. Don't be violent. Don't be like these people. But if they come knocking, if they come fucking with you, I'm the most peaceful motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. I swear to God. I'm the nicest guy you ever meet. But do not, and I tell people this all the time, do not fuck with me, man. Do not fuck with me or mines. I'm telling you. And that's not a threat. I'm not threatening anybody, but I don't fuck with nobody. I'm the dude that sits in the garden, doing his thing and going in the garage and fixing up his garage or being in his house. And I love peace, man. I'm a peacemaker. I love peace. I love being around peaceful people. But do not come on over here fucking with me, man. And this is why I like the founding fathers. Because nobody wanted to go through all that shit. But they said, nah, man, you keep fucking with us, man. Don't tread on me. Don't fuck with my life, my liberty, and my pursuit of happiness. My pursuit of happiness. Whatever the fuck I want it to be. My freedom of happiness. Everybody's happiness is different. You want to be gay? You want to teach your kids this bullshit? Have at it. But leave me the fuck alone. Don't come over here telling me that my kid has to go to school and learn this bullshit. Don't come over here fucking with my life. They took Charlie Kirk's life the other day. They took his life. Again, that's the number one thing, is life. Do we have liberty in this country? When you can't have open dialogue with people? Is that really the pursuit of happiness? And I'm sick of this shit, man. These people make me sick. And I try not to make it a Democrat-Republican thing, because I swear to God, guys, I'm not a registered Republican. I swear on my grandmother's life, I am not a Republican. I'm not. I've never been a Republican. The only thing I've ever registered as was a Democrat. And when I was 18 years old. For 17 years, I was a registered Democrat. I was a Democrat before that, too. From 18 till 35, till 2010. Once I realized that Barack Obama was full of fucking shit. Because that's what he was. And I had the wool over my eyes. And I thought I was a Republican for a minute. I'm a mixed breed. I'm a little bit of a libertarian. I got a little bit of Democrat in me. The good Democrat, not this bullshit. Not a leftist or a woke person. Not a progressive. Right? I'm socially liberal. And I'm fiscally conservative. Don't spend my money, government, when you taking it from me. Don't spend my money on bullshit. Let me live. What I do on my lawn, as long as I'm not hurting anybody or breaking the law, let me live. And leave me the fuck alone. And I promise you I'll leave you alone. But don't come over here fucking with me, man. I'm a little bit of a libertarian. I'm MAGA now. Make America great again. Not everything MAGA stands for, because I don't like a lot of the 20% of the stuff I don't like. I don't. I'm more of a Thomas Massey type of guy. Again, libertarian, independent thinker. But the main thing is I'm a countryman, and I love my fucking country. I love the United States of America. I'm a nationalist, and I'm a populist. What does that mean? I have pride in my nation. There's nothing wrong with that, having pride in your nation. Just like when VHF said about Tim Pool, about fucking with his country. He has every right to say that. He has every right to protect his country. And I'm a populist, meaning I'm for the people, because the government is supposed to be of the people, for the people, and by the people. Are they? Are they? It's not we work for them. Populist. It's for the people. And this is not a democracy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we vote, but we're not on Congress voting every day. So what do? We have 435 representatives in the House. They represent us in their districts. I got a representative. You got a representative. There's 435 of them in the country. 100 senators, 2 for every state. And they're supposed to represent us. But do they? We're their constituents. Learn about this stuff, guys. It's important. Because if you don't know who rules you, the people that rule you will rule you into something that you don't want. So, of course, I understand this shit. And for you idiots that think Bitcoin's not political, the whole reason Bitcoin's here because of politics. Because we spend too fucking much. Start with your local level. Then move up to your state and then federal level and learn what these people are doing, man. And learn about 2 things. Always look at these 2 things. And this is why I always tell you guys. Because I'm a bit of a politician myself for freedom and Bitcoin or whatever. The 2 things you need to look at when you're looking at these politicians, these prostitutes, I like to call them, is simple. Who is paying them And how do they vote when they're up there? Because again, this is not a democracy. We vote on the national level, but we vote for people to represent us. That's why the House is the people's house, the House of Representatives. They represent us. So always make sure you pick the person that's going to represent you to the best of your ability. Maybe get you 75 or 80% of the things that you want. If they don't, if they work for these big companies, don't vote for these people. If they're voting for things that you don't believe in, don't re-vote them in. Look at their record. Look at their freedom scores. There's a freedom score. If it's under 75%, why would you fuck with them? They don't care about America. They don't care about you. They don't care about the constituents until it's time to get more votes. That's all they're doing is campaigning. Because the representative's only there for 2 years. Senators are there for 6. And the president's there for 4. Do you guys know that? Know this stuff. Because the other side don't know this shit. This is why I roast these people. They don't know shit. All they talk about is buzzwords and platitudes and whatever they're told. These people don't think for them fucking selves. That's why when I mixed all those things in of what I am, a libertarian, a nationalist, a populist, a little bit of libertarian, fiscally conservative, socially liberal, veteran, patriot, nationalist. I'm all these things because I'm an independent thinker. I would die for my freedom, man. And I'd be damned if I let Charlie Kirk, who all he wanted to do was have open dialogue, let that man die in vain. I'm not doing it. So let me just give you one more message. If you're just here for Bitcoin and you don't want to hear anything else, get the fuck off my channel. With all due respect. Because I'm going to talk about other stuff. All right? Ran over. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. People make me fucking sick, man. Anyways, let me get to these. Yes, no nonsense. I love it. Thank you, Backpacker. Kids are watching. All eyes and ears. Thank you. Hi, Holler, Anonymous, and Flipper. That's all on my. Yep, I read this already. Do not be like them. Hug Letha. What would Jesus do? You tell them, Jerry from Flipper. That's me. That is you, Ian. You think a strong man. Okay, I read this. Love you, brother. I don't care about color. We all God's children. We are all God's children. That's right. Dangerous ? Bitcoin, exactly. I was napping till now. So what's going down? We're chilling. Preach. Hey, Ralph, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. I don't know if you're still here after that rant. You're that they caught the Kirk shooter. Yep. Amen, Jerry. Thank you, man. I keep having to tell people this isn't a political problem. This is a humanity problem. Preach, Jerry. Absolutely. Everything is political now, guys. Everything. Good point, Solar. Cause and effect. Yep. My kids only know race is running. Yes. Yes, Jerry. Thank you. That's what she said, by the way, Fanny. Go, Jerry, go. Thank you. Race is completely irrelevant. I just blacked out for a minute. I didn't see any comments. I just completely blacked out. Sorry, guys. Smash the wheel while you're at this. Thank you. It's about culture and values. Yep. Get up out his DMs. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Jason. We forgot to have a single Satoshi to put away means you are blessed. Yes. Saving anything means you are in net positive. It is only a small fraction of the whole equation. Yep. I haven't heard you spin in months. Yeah, it's been a while. On point, Jerry. It's a tool. It is. There is so much Bitcoin content out there, good or not, that is seeping out of everyone's ass. They can find other content too if they want Bitcoin 24/7. Thank you, Samantha. I really appreciate that. The Overton window is shifting for sure. It is. Powerful words from the man. Thank you, Jerry. I ain't the man, Ian. Thank you for saying that, brother. Towards a more sane direction and happy about that. Yes. Jason. Yes. Freedom. Yes. Freedom. Yes. Hey, Jason. Love you, Jerry. Love you, Jerry. You be you with your passion and freedom. Thank you. Let them know, Jerry. Because you know we here. I know you are, Manny, and I really appreciate that. I'm in your trenches, buddy. I'm in yours, Ian. You know that, brother. No atheist in my foxhole. Absolutely not. But do you. Go over there and do you. I'm not going to condemn you for it. I just don't fuck with you. God bless America and Canada. I'm not going to sit here and try to cancel you, though. God bless America and Canada. Absolutely. USA is my favorite country, and I don't live there yet. Yes. That's the key, Ian. Most don't even know what a republic is. They don't. They don't know what a constitutional republic is. Does it say that anywhere in the Constitution, by the way? Or the Declaration of Independence? No, it does not. Even Fox News says democracy. These people make me sick. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. I might disagree with you with what you say, but I'll give you my life for you, right to you to say it. Exactly. Exactly. Like when I watch these leftists talking. We're about to watch a leftist, by the way. Yeah, yep. I wish I could double subscribe. Thank you. I might clip that rant. I don't know. Maybe not. Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate it. Let's listen to the rest of this press conference.
But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country. And he said, I'm not optimistic. He said, I hate optimism. Like, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism. Hope is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Please speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson, when he turned himself in.
I cannot speak to that. Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself. There's nothing more that we can share at this time. Yeah, we do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests. Yes, but the investigation is ongoing. Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody, that his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him in. Please, I'll go here. I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah. So how we obtained the gun was found here. So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County. I'm sorry? We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes. I can't answer that right now. Yeah, thank you. Over here. I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is what kind of watershed, and that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look. I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature. This feels a lot like the late 60s. And having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage, again, I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city.
Facts. Facts. Everything he just said was facts. We've evolved through unimaginable things. That's facts, in my personal opinion, what he just said. And to normalize this stuff is not good. You know what I mean? And this is like the 1960s, but on steroids, right? The only gruesome shot we've seen like that was John F. Kennedy. And we didn't see it at all the angles we're seeing today. This is like John F. Kennedy, what they did to Charlie Kirk. And I said this the other day, and I had no idea that it was going to be this way. But I said the revolution must be televised. Remember I did that last week? I made a video saying the revolution may be televised. We were talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Core versus NOTs. And these people on the left, the captured party, are a lot of these people are evil. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they feel like they're the good guys, and they feel like this is the revolution, and it has been televised to publicly execute somebody they disagree with, who is an evil man, according to them. And their revolution has been televised, according to them. And they love it. They're making T-shirts about it. They're making fun of them. And it's sickening, man. It's sickening. And back in the 60s, a lot of people did not like Dr. Martin Luther King. He got up every single morning knowing that it could have been his last morning, right? He knew. This is when racism was really going on, by the way, because there's no racism in America today, okay, in 2025. My grandparents, oh, boy, I almost started another rant. Whoo, boy, I almost started another one. Let me calm down. My grandparents really went through racism, real racism. And I would be damned. I would be damned. My grandparents lived in the South, deep South. My grandmother was born in 1931. My grandfather was born in 1928. They went through real racism. Do you think for 1 minute that a man that was born in 1975, that went through a tiny bit of racism, a little bit, because I grew up in a white neighborhood, predominantly white neighborhood. I've been called the N-word before as a kid. So what? Who gives a shit? You know what my grandma told me when somebody called me the N-word? She says, "What's your name? Is that your name? Your name is Jerry, right? Who cares what they call you? You go by what your real name is and what you answer to. When somebody says the N-word, that just means ignorant. And there's a lot of N-words out here. And my grandparents went through real racism. So I would be damned if I went off the back of my grandparents and then my parents after that, even though that my parents didn't raise me, to sit there and go backwards and say everything that you guys did in the 50s and 60s and 70s, some of the 70s, that I'm going to say I'm a victim and there's racism and the white man controls my life. Again, man, when you have the victim mentality, you're looking for somebody to save you and you need a hero. And this is all what the Democrat Party is all about today. And for a long time, to be honest with you. These people are evil. That's what they are. They're evil. They're demonic. They only care about Democrat power and control. This party has been captured. And again, there's some Republicans that are out here too. Republicans used to be the party of war. George Bush was a terrible president. He was disgusting what he did. What happened in 9/11, the lies and all the people that died, and the quote unquote WMDs, and you guys know what I'm talking about, was terrible, right? But in today's society, what's the new WMD? The new WMD is, and Joe Biden said it, is white supremacy. That is the number one. He said that's the number one threat in America is white supremacy. And I played the video what Van Jones said the other day, that a white man has a virus in his head. Even the best liberal white man has a virus in his head. because he's evil deep down and he's racist deep down. Unfucking believable, man. And again, as much as I disagree with Van Jones, who is a fucking piece of shit, I will die defending him saying it, even though I disagree with him. Can't stand that guy. But I want him to say what he had to say. We have gotten soft. We have lived sheltered lives, but historically, humans have witnessed horrific violence. Yeah, that's true. Your ancestors adopted gunpowder. I don't know. I still wish I could unsee that video. I know. It's terrible, man. I choose not to watch either the North Carolina or the Kirk shooting. Yeah, I know. But I've seen what a 30-06 does to deer. Yeah. I did, however, see the still shot of that poor young lady in the fetal position looking up at her assailant with shock, heartbreaking. And these people defend that guy. Right? They defended him. And again, man, we got to fight for our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. This is what we got to fight for, and this is what I'm here for. Charlie Kirk had the word freedom on his shirt. Ironically, he was talking about gun violence, finished his sentence, and got shot in the neck, and they killed him. Again, the revolution must be televised, according to these people, and they're loving it. They're basking in that glory. Unbelievable what these people are, man. And on this channel, I'm going to show you both sides of the fence. I'm going to show you that side and our side. We're not going to be in an echo chamber over here. In order to defeat the enemy, you have to understand and learn about the enemy. Don't ever get caught up in an echo chamber and listen to people that always agree with you, because you're not going to learn that way, right? You already know what they know. You're just giving you a little bit of information about what you know, and just all you're doing is confirmation bias. Listen to the other side. I was a Democrat for a long time, and like the great Charlie Munger said, even though I don't like Charlie Munger, he said when you're in an argument, you have to know the other side and learn the other side better than you do your own. And that's what I do. I listen to leftists all the time, guys, believe it or not. I know they're full of shit. And sometimes they do make valid points. But you wonder, is this person an actor or is this person an idiot? Is he a demon? Is he getting paid to say this? What's his motives? What's his incentives? And we're going to listen to one here in a minute. I'm telling you, he's the left-wing, up-and-coming Charlie Kirk. And we're going to show you him. And I'm going to watch him, because this guy, I'm telling you, he's talented. Okay? And he's somebody to watch out for. He knows how to mix in the truth and cover up lies. Truth, Jerry. Thank you. No doubt. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you very much.
In Utah, who said we're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late.
He's my age. That's when I was born, 1975.
60. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there, but this is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m. timeline Director Patel gave us led to the arrest at 10 p.m. So a direct connection between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor, could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned earlier? Was he changing outfits?
Correct. Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here. Yes. Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County. in the southernmost part of our state. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I would just say, process-wise, this may be important, and I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Well, that was Governor Spencer J. Cox, COX. And he did a good job, man. He seems like a very good guy. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to watch Adam Mockler. And I told you about this young man, very talented young man. And I got to give credit where credit is due. He is a very, very talented young man, not a dummy, okay? This guy right here, and I always hit the dislike button, by the way. This guy here is, again, the up-and-coming Charlie Kirk of the left. Everybody says they don't have a Charlie Kirk. I found him, man. This kid is talented. He's a white kid. He's not, I think my grandson's getting up. Hold on. T-Bob? Hey, buddy. Grandson just got out. I know. Go back in there and lay down, buddy. Okay? Because you just hear me yelling. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me play a commercial real quick. Let me put him back in the bed. He's a little scared right now. Let's see the strings. Let's see. To the gold standard, leaving the gold standard. I'll be right back, guys.
Gold was supposed to back the dollar. Leaving the gold standard was the most costly mistake we ever made.
What was so bad about gold?
It kept them honest, but they wanted power. You know, kid, folks today think this is just how life's supposed to be.
What do you mean?
Back in my day, one job could feed a family. My mother stayed home, father worked, and we ate together every night. Didn't realize how good we had it. After the World War, they promised gold-backed dollars, but they broke that promise. They printed paper backed by nothing, funded wars we couldn't afford and shouldn't have been involved in. But France caught on and sent a warship to get back their gold. Truth is, if more countries followed, our vaults would be empty and game over.
I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold.
Turns out, when you fake the money, everything else follows, and you screw the next generation over. And it snowballs, kid. Prices shot up, paychecks didn't, life got tougher, and nobody knew why. We tried raising our kids the old way, but we didn't have the time or the money.
So you outsourced parenting?
Yeah, I guess you could say we did. Government schools raised them, and the TV taught them bad morals. They learned debt, not savings. Bought houses they couldn't afford. Played video games. Gambling, antidepressants, and crimes. Families fractured. Divorce rates doubled. Birth rates plummeted. Things got so bad, people started financing Chipotle.
Financing a burrito?
Yeah, it's getting bad. Obesity, people eating cheap slop instead of real food. We got softer, sicker, and lazier. A nation in decline. But it didn't happen overnight. When Nixon left the gold standard, we traded sound money for a lifetime of debt.
How will they ever pay it back?
I don't think they plan to. Both sides keep spending like there's no tomorrow and leaving the bill to your generation. We didn't get it right, but you've still got a chance. So, take the reins, kid. Hold your ground and don't give up on sound money.
Don't give up on sound money. Sorry, guys. He wanted to stay up, so I gave him some juice. And Some bananas, some nanas. Okay, so Adam Mockler is incredibly intelligent. He is. He really is. Love the CNN debate where the older man was smug, feeling shame that Mockler can stand his ground and does not back away ever. Impressive, and he is so young. Yes, very impressive. W. Grandpa. Yes. All right, let's see what he's got to say. This is his latest video. Let's see what he has to say about the situation.
We have some major breaking news. A 22-year-old who is highly suspected of assassinating conservative commentator Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University has officially been taken into custody in Washington, Utah, after confessing what he did to his pastor father last night.
What he does is he's very good at the algorithms. He says the words that he says in his titles, and he'll say the correct words. Because, again, this guy has a lot of subscribers. He has over 1.5 million subscribers. And my boy Greg from Black Conservative Perspective, who's my favorite political commentator, Adam Mockler passed him up. And, again, he aligns with this platform, if you will, and he says the right words and buzzwords. But, again, the truth, they said the truth will set you free. The truth will not set you free in the 2020s. They hate the truth. And people... let's just say you don't get murked or unalived for lying. People that tell the truth get unalived. You know what I mean? So, so let's see what he says.
Adam Cochran reports Tyler Robinson of Washington, Utah is in custody. He confessed to his father, who is a 27-year veteran of the Washington Sheriff's Department. He was arrested at 11 p.m. last night, more than 260 miles away.
Hey, Lauren, how you doing, brother? Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late to this. Just got out of a VA appointment. Saw Jerry was on. Have I missed anything big? Yeah, we just watched the press conference that they caught the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. And also I went on a pretty cool rant. I mean, a pretty nasty rant. Not a nasty rant, but I went on a rant, so you can go back and watch it later. But we're looking at Adam Mockler. He's a guy on the other side that I said that's going to be the equivalent of Charlie Kirk. Nobody knows it yet, but I'm predicting that he will be. So let's see what he says.
From the shooting at the family home in Washington, Utah. Throughout this morning, we've learned more and more about the motive of Tyler Robinson. We've received more and more photos of Tyler Robinson. In this photo right here that was posted on his social media, you see him wearing the exact same Converse sneakers that he was wearing during the shooting. Now, in and of itself, this is not enough evidence for anything, but combined with the fact that he confessed that some of his social media seems to have lined up with this, and the fact that he was wearing the same Converse in multiple photos and multiple other pieces of clothing were lined up, it seems highly likely that Tyler Robinson is the person who committed this crime. Now, before I play for you the press conference that is currently ongoing, where they talk about what was engraved in the bullet casings, I first want to show you Donald Trump making this announcement on Fox and Friends this morning, because he did it in such a weird way.
See? Now, I call his channel the anti-Trump channel, the anti-Trump network, ATN. Now watch, let's see how he spins how Trump, because his job is to make Trump look bad. He never talks about Democrats' policies and all this other stuff and what they're doing good. It's always Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. So let's see how he's going to spin it with the Trump bad narrative.
This morning, because he did it in such a weird way. He made it like a competition. So he announces that Tyler Robinson has been taken into custody. He doesn't use Tyler's name, but then he basically says, I'm sure Sean Hannity would have wanted this breaking news. He basically turns it into sort of like a game show of who.
He was joking, obviously, Adam. He was joking because this is a big story. He said it's breaking news. You guys heard it. He said it was breaking news. And he was making a joke, clearly, that his friend, his really good friend, Sean Hannity, didn't get the exclusive breaking news that we got him. So he's clearly joking. But again, when you're talking to dumbasses that listen to stupid shit like that, they fall for it because they got TDS. He is the guy. I'm telling you, there's 30% of the country that have TDS. Okay? I'm telling you that. 3 out of 10 people in America have TDS. He is the perfect guy to listen to if you have TDS.
Turns it into sort of like a game show of who would have wanted the breaking news. And then the Fox News co-host pivots it back and says, I think we're all just happy that this person was found.
Always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, thank you.
Always have breaking news, Ainsley.
Right.
Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the
I think
police
so.
officers that got this guy.
They did a great job.
They did not do a great job. He was found by his father. He turned himself into his father, and his father turned himself in. This was not Kash Patel. This was not the FBI.
Wow. They didn't do a great job. The reason why he confessed and they did that because the FBI and the local police and law enforcement surrounded him, and he they put it out to the people in the media and stuff like that. They did do a good job. He didn't just confess for no reason. Again, man, if you listen to people like this, you'll see how dumbed down and stupid and low IQ people are to actually believe this. Now, again, he's not stupid, this kid. He's not. I'm not saying he's stupid. But to listen to this, you have to be very, very biased, very, very low IQ, and not really understand how the world works. But again, he's talking to very low IQ people, man.
Kash Patel. This was not the FBI. And, the Fox News host on the right here, Ainsley, actually redirects the convo pretty well because Trump goes, Sean Hannity's going to be very disappointed he didn't get the breaking news. And she goes, no, I think he'll be happy that the shooter was found. I think he'll overall be happy. It's just an absurd thing for the president to imply.
He's obviously joking at him, clearly. And again, his job is to make Trump look bad. He's the anti-Trump network, the ATN, right? And there is a segment of this country that's all they want to hear. But again, you're always talking about, and this is the problem with these with this political situation going on in the from 2016 on, is that they're just against Trump. They don't stand for anything. They're just against Trump, which is fine. Be against Trump, but what do you stand for, right? There's all these problems that Trump has and all this other stuff. What's the solution? Just being against Trump is not enough, right? That's why you guys lost the election. And you know what happened in 2020, which I can't talk about. I could talk about on Rumble, right? So how are you going to win elections just saying Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad? Again, and then objectively speaking, saying that, oh, the FBI and the police didn't do it. That wasn't good policing. They didn't do a good job. His father turned him in. Like, what are you talking about, dude? And this is shit I'm talking about. Again, you got to listen to these people to know how to defeat them.
Let me take you over to the live press conference because they are currently talking about the motive. I just filmed an entire version of this video, but I have to redo it because we are continually getting breaking news. So just know it's an updating situation and we're doing the best we can to stay on top of everything factually and responsibly. Take a listen here.
I know there's
factually, he says. Factually and responsibly. Again, Democrats are hypocrites. He's doing the complete opposite. He's not doing factually. He's not. He just put his spin on it. Again, he's a propagandist too. He's a good one, but he's a propagandist, in my personal opinion.
There's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
Sorry, Scotty. Thank you for another 99 sats. He says, fantastic rant and a lot of things people need to hear. Thank you so much for doing that, Scotty. I really appreciate you, brother.
We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
All right, wow. That makes it more bizarre because along with political messages on the bullets that give away the motive, he also included memes like, if you are reading this, you are gay, LMAO. So he was adding memes to the bullets, which I know some people will find funny or whatever, but I honestly find it kind of grim. They're going for the death penalty regarding this kid. He's a 22-year-old, the exact same age as me. He went through the same grades as me at the same time, went through COVID, had all these formative experiences. We are now learning that he grew up in a rather, conservative, apolitical family. They went hunting, they went shooting.
See what he's trying to do here? You see what he's trying to do here? This is why we got to watch these people. He's conservative, which I don't know what he is or not. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know enough. But he's trying to imply that it was a conservative that killed him, not a liberal, not people on our side. We're the good side, he says. Right? He's a conservative. He's a bad guy because he's a conservative. Conservatives are the one that commits the crimes and do the January 6th stuff, not the people on the left. We're the good guys.
He's a 22-year-old, the exact same age as me. He went through the same grades as me at the same time, went through COVID, had all these formative experiences. We are now learning that he grew up in a rather, conservative, apolitical family. They went hunting, they went shooting and fishing, and they were just a normal family that leaned rights. But over COVID, over the pandemic, it seems like his political views radicalized or changed, which is all too common. People during the COVID pandemic getting radicalized, and then now it's turning into violence. But
yeah, you're right. People did get radicalized by the mainstream media, the left-wing mainstream media. He won't say that part, though. He's trying to say that they get radicalized by the right. Again, besides January 6th, because that's all they have, what has the right done, quote unquote, the right? I can tell you what the left has done. Remember the Antifa riots? Remember the Black Lives Matter riots? Remember those? The Palestinian riots? Remember those? Roe v. Wade riots? Remember those? Remember they took over 12 city blocks in Seattle and took over a police station? Remember that? Remember they burned the city down for the George Floyd riots? Remember that, Adam? Again, besides January 6th, which again, I can't talk about on this platform, and I'll make a video on Rumble telling you, Bumble, about how I feel about January fix, okay? That's BS too. He won't say that. He's implying to his audience, again, we got to watch these people to understand what they're coming from, that they're being radicalized by Fox News. That's what he says. This ain't about right, left or right. It's about good and bad choices, good and bad ideas. Yep, exactly. It was the left and the communists pushing a hateful agenda, radicalizing everybody. Yeah. It's all mental illness versus mental stability. Absolutely. Let Bumble know, Jerry. No doubt, Jason. No doubt, VHF. He's a spin artist, man. No doubt.
They were just a normal family that leaned rights. But over COVID, over the pandemic, it seems like his political views radicalized or changed, which is all too common. People during the COVID pandemic getting radicalized, and then now it's turning into violence. But I find it grim. This dude, here's him reading off his college acceptance. This was me a few years ago before I dropped out. I mean,
congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
It kind of makes you wonder where he went wrong. Like, I see a shy, smiley kid that seems to have had a decent family, and now he's a cold-blooded assassin who enacted political justice and shook up the foundations of our country by just murdering somebody. It's not something you should do. And now, okay, I'm going to be very, very candid here. I think the way this dude looks is actually one of the better outcomes for our country. In the 24 hours following this event, we saw HBCUs, historically Black universities, get bomb threats because people thought the shooter might be Black.
Nobody thought the shooter was Black. See what he's doing here. He's saying the right wingers. He'll never talk about all the TikTok and Instagram and Twitter videos of all the leftists laughing and joking and messing with Charlie Kirk about that. What he's going to do is he's going to start talking about the right threatening Black people. Right? So the low IQ Black people are going to believe that because they're all victims. So the HBCUs are being threatened by the right wingers because remember, the people that are on the right are the evil ones. We're the violent ones. He thinks that's what he's saying, right? So he's going to be candid. So let me hear him out. Let me see what he's going to say.
Hours following this event, we saw HBCUs, historically Black universities, get bomb threats because people thought the shooter might be Black. I saw my trans friends on Twitter getting harassed because people thought the shooter might be transgender. Now, the shooting never should have happened in the first place. There's no place in America for violence like this. I was going to debate Charlie Kirk in about 10 days. I was preparing talking points because that is how you do it in America, not with violence. That being said, the fact that this is just another straight white male means that this
I would have loved to see that, by the way, him and Charlie Kirk go at it. Because again, he does talking points. He's very good at talking points. That's what he does. Slogans, platitudes, just slogans.
How you do it in America, not with violence. That being said, the fact that this is just another straight white male means that this fits a longer pattern of gun violence. A straight white male just shot up like a naval academy yesterday.
Straight white males. What did we just talk about, guys? What did we just talk about, Ian? Straight white males are the problem. Straight white males are the violent ones, not the transgenders, not the black on black crime. It's a straight white male. This dude should be a fucking ashamed of himself. Because again, I don't know if he's straight or not. But he's a white man talking about his own race. Straight white males. Didn't we just talk about this? And you got white boys saying this. He's a white dude saying this. Dude is talking about his appearance. Low IQ take. Yep. There's a bit of difference between dangerous and deranged. Yes. Damn right, Jay. Truth, Jay. Absolutely. Low IQ brain, rot, doom, scroller activities. Yeah. I lose IQ and brain cells listening to the left. Yeah, but we got to listen to him, brother. YouTube prefers deranged to dangerous. Yeah, they do. They love it. They keep trying to demonize white people for no effing reason. It's always the cucked white talking down on themselves. Exactly. They got that, they got that inferiority complex. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry we did this to you, black man. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? You're full of blue. I agree with him. Straight white males are dangerous. Yes. Yes, you guys are. Absolutely, you guys are. Absolutely. Don't fuck with them.
Violence. That being said, the fact that this is just another bomb threats because people thought the shooter might be black. I saw my trans friends on Twitter getting harassed because people thought the shooter might be transgender.
My trans friends, he said. And again, I'm not discriminating against trans friends, but personally, I don't have any trans friends. Personally speaking, I just don't. That's just me, though. Nothing against them. I don't have any trans friends that call me or I call them.
CUs, historically black universities, get bomb threats because people thought the shooter might be black. I saw my trans friends on Twitter getting harassed because people thought the shooter might be transgender. The shooting never should have happened in the first place. There's no place in America for violence like this. I was going to debate Charlie Kirk in about 10 days. I was preparing talking points because that is how you do it in America, not with violence. That being said, the fact that this is just another straight white male means that this fits a longer pattern of gun violence. A straight white male just shot up like a naval academy yesterday, a school 2 days before that, a school 3 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, a straight white male did a shooting. So this is a very simple pattern with gun violence that can also...
White males are bad and guns are bad. That's what he's saying. Not the transgenders, not the crime in the left wing or the left cities, Democrat-ran cities, not an open border, illegal immigrants. That's not the problem. The two problems in America, and you heard it from him. And this is how I learn about this stuff, guys. I listen to these people, right? I don't sit in an echo chamber. The problem in America, according to this young white 22-year-old male, is guns and straight white males. That's a problem in America, ladies and gentlemen. The killer's family just made $100K. I don't have trans friends or gay friends. I ain't worried about it. Exactly. Only room for real people around here. Absolutely crazy. Dexter, what's up, bro? It's crazy, man.
For that. A school 3 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, a straight white male did a shooting. So this is a very simple...
He doesn't even both sides of the argument. You know, I say, oh, both sides are bad. This kid, and I listen to him all the time, this kid basically says the left side doesn't do anything wrong. We're the good side. They're the bad side. That's what he says. And he means it too.
Pattern with gun violence that can also be funneled into political violence that needs to be talked about. So I'm not trying to be crass here, but I'm just genuinely glad it's not some minority group that conservatives are already predisposed towards hating, and now they would use that as a reason to justify further hatred.
We got 60-something people in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please and thank you. Hit the like button, guys. Dexter, the Bay Harbor Boot. He solved it. Yeah, he solved the problem. You're the problem, Trent. White, straight male. And your gun.
not some minority group that conservatives are already predisposed towards hating. And now they would use that as a reason to justify further hatred. I mean, they already will. They already have. Please remember, throughout the 24 hours following the shooting, even up until this morning, right-wing news hosts were hopping on Fox News in front of millions of people. MAGA politicians in front of millions of people were posting videos, making false claims about the shooter's identity, that the shooter was transgender or the shooter did this or that. They didn't wait for the investigation. They weren't responsible. I'm 22 and I run a channel more responsibly than our MAGA politicians who are jumping to conclusions. And I'll continue to. I'll continue to only cover the facts. And if you appreciate that, drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
The facts are delusional, right? And I agree with them. I don't want to be jumping the gun too, because they were doing that. Fox News, and I got to give them credit for that. Fox News was jumping the gun, saying that could it be a transgender? I didn't say any of that. You know what I mean? And again, I don't know if he's right wing or left wing. I don't know, but he just said that the guy was a conservative. Basically, he leaned right and was a conservative. That's what he said. I don't know what he was, right? But again, their job, the left wing propagandist's job, is to make sure the narrative is there and to jump on the story and to make sure that, hey, we got to make sure this person isn't a left winger, right? We got to make sure it's a right winger or somebody that leaned right. You know what I mean? I know I'm saying the obvious, but got to say it again. Let's freaking agree to disagree. Respect the other person. Turn and move on peacefully. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Sad man. I might have those shoes lying around somewhere. Just saying. I am the problem. I would like to publicly apologize for me and my ancestors. Exactly. Trent, you are enemy number one. This is people's source of news. This is people's source of news. This is what people see as non-biased information. That blows my mind. Yeah. What they do, guys, CNN, MSDNC, nothing but crap, ABC, CBS, and everybody else, is to make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, guys. Let's watch the subscriber numbers go up. We got 62 people in there. If you like what I'm doing here, because I'm going to be doing a lot of this, covering the stuff and telling the truth, right? And I do have my biases, of course. But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. It's free $99 to do it. Their job is to make sure that the Democrat Party, because they're Democrat propagandists, that's what they are. They are not independent. They are not unbiased. They're Democrat propagandists, and they protect the Democrat Party. They are a direct arm of the Democrat Party. And what's their job? Is to create a false truth, quote unquote, that Democrats are good and MAGA is bad, and Trump is the devil. He's Satan, and he's Adolf Hitler. So we'll see. Thank you for whoever who subscribed. I appreciate it. Mockler does stick to one side, but a lot of people do. I do not follow politics. They do. He does. Exactly. But we got to follow the facts, and we got to look at both sides. Yep, sorry, guys. Us white folks are just terrible human beings. Yeah. But what he said was factually untrue, though, Samantha. He's basically saying the problem in this country are white men and guns. That's not the problem, Samantha. That's not the problem. We know that's not the problem. White men are not a problem in America. Are there some bad white people? Sure. The most violence and crime come from black men in this country. And I'm a black man telling you that. That's where it comes from. The majority of the crime comes from the minority, and that's black males in America. Period. Prisons, black people represent, I believe, 12.8 or 13% of the population. More than 50%, I believe, of blacks are incarcerated in America, disproportionately speaking. You know what I mean? So let's see what else we got here. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. I appreciate that. But that's about it, I think. I think that's it. We did the press conference, everything else. So we're good. We're good. I don't know if I'm going to do a live tonight. Let's see. Let me see my boy. Let me see what my boy Greg is doing. Let's see if he did a video. I'll react to that one. I don't want to take his views, though. They've got the guy. Okay. Let's check out my boy Greg from now this is I love this dude. He does real journalism. Let's take a look.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
JD Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said
is the person that they are looking for.
All right, guys. So we have some really big news. President Trump has just announced
that Charlie Kirk's suspected assassin has been captured. Now, we don't know for certain, but the president says that they're fairly confident that this is the guy. This is the guy that they want. And apparently, they had some help getting him.
Suspicion was that he was radical left. And now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Job. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you,
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that.
Wow. If this is true, again, big if, right? As of right now, big if. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. If this suspected assassin has actually been caught, if this is the guy, because a couple times now they thought they had the guy, but turns out they didn't have the guy. So, let's wait for an official announcement. But the president is saying that they got the guy. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and react to CNN's coverage of the announcement that they got Charlie Kirk's assassin.
And breaking news.
Scotty just sent in 99 sats. Thank you, Scotty. He says, night, Jerry, late for me here. Gonna get some sleep. Okay, man, get some rest, brother. I'll see you later, brother. Thank you so much, Scotty. I really appreciate that.
And as Chris was just saying, it seems so because we do have breaking news. President Trump, in an interview with Fox News just now, and I believe the interview is still happening, said the following: I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him. Let's get straight back to Nick Watt in Utah on the ground, who's headed to go to this press conference. So, Nick, we now hear this from President Trump.
Right. So let's take that for what it is. We have not heard any more information here yet on the ground to confirm or add any more detail yet to what the president has just said. But listen, as I said earlier, as we were just hearing, yesterday during the day, there were increments. Last night, all of that new information was released. Those enhanced, we were told, photographs showing that suspect, showing that distinctive clothing, showing him running off the roof. So perhaps that has helped in some way. Listen, the governor here in Utah did say they could not do their job without the public's help. There were huge appeals for the public's help. There was a $100,000 reward. We were told that they had actually received about 7,000 tips from the public. So this, during the day yesterday, as they released more information, as they released more images, that perhaps is what picked up this this investigation and led to what the president is saying is a person in custody. Now, remember, of course, the FBI director, Kash Patel, came out very soon after the shooting to say that there was a suspect in custody. That had to be walked back. So we are still waiting for confirmation, for more detail to fill out the details behind what the president has just announced. Guys.
Yeah. So, again, I'm just hoping that this is true. I'm hoping that this is the guy. Apparently, again, there were family members involved, a minister involved. So, I mean, they, again, as President Trump stated, they have a high degree of certainty that they have the guy. Now, I've been saying the whole time that they're going to get him sooner rather than later. It is hard to escape, to leave a state like Utah after something like that, where you have a manhunt that is happening for you. And then, once they start to release images and pictures to the public, yeah, I mean, somebody knows this guy, right? And then you got the reward, $10,000. It was only a matter
Shit, it was actually $100,000. It should have been $1 million, but it was $100,000
of time that before they were going to find the guy. And I'm glad that they did find him because, I think that the way that I'm going to be judging the Trump DOJ, right, the FBI, is their ability to do stuff like this, right, to solve actual real crimes. Okay. And this is what we want to see, right? We want to see good work from the FBI, our law enforcement, going after guys like this. Apparently, they have identified the shooter as Tyler Robinson. Okay. This guy, again, all of this is preliminary, right? They're saying that this is the guy. This is what we have so far. Okay. Now, again, we don't know for sure. Okay. As of the making of this video, but this is what is being reported in the media. Okay. This certainly looks like the dude or the suspect of interest, right? This is what we're seeing right here. Okay. Apparently he was a student at Utah State University. So yeah, that's what we have right now. Okay. As of right now. And, apparently they're going to try to get the death penalty. Okay. If this guy is convicted. And I just want to say this, if this guy is in fact executed, it needs to be public. We need to bring back public execution.
Wow. I just said that about an hour ago. I just said that. This is why I love Greg, man. A lot of people recommended his channel to me a couple years ago. They're like, "Yo, you and this guy are so much alike." You know what I mean? And I just said this, guys, that it should be a public execution. Did you guys hear me when I said that? By the way, Jesus. Oh my God. And I heard him say these people make me sick too a few times. So I'm like, wow, this kid is like, I'm about to check this kid's DNA, man. For real.
And I just want to say this. If this guy is in fact executed, it needs to be public. We need to bring back public executions. If this guy is found guilty and he is executed, it needs to be public. Because a message needs to be sent to these leftists that this is what happens if you think that violence is the answer to speech that you don't like. Because a lot of these people sitting on the internet and they've been doing it for the last 24 to 48 hours. Okay, it's been a rough 24 to 48 hours because I've watched people essentially justify killing people over difference of political beliefs. Specifically, it's okay to kill conservatives over a difference of political beliefs. I've seen these people on the internet for 24 to 48 hours straight justify that. And we live in a country like that. You got to make an example of somebody that actually did act on that, which likely was this individual acting on that. That's why his execution, if it happens, needs to be public to send a message to these radical extremists.
The revolution needs to be public, needs to be televised. I completely agree with this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
That you're not going to be celebrated. That this country is not going to see you as a hero for committing these types of violent acts, because that's what these people are now promoting and incentivizing. They're trying to incentivize more of this stuff to happen by celebrating. And again, I'm getting into a conversation that I'm probably going to have in another video, right? But again, capturing this guy, the suspect, that was my main focus over the past 48 hours. Just getting this guy before really dealing with these individuals that are celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. But like I said, if this guy is the guy, if he is found guilty, if they sentence him to execution, it needs to be public. Same thing.
Completely agree. Great work, Greg. Great work. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a day for right now. I don't know if I'm gonna do Fat Tap Friday or not. Let me know if you guys want me to do it. See, everybody's pretty quiet in here. Solitary room for life and live stream. Yeah. Yes, I agree. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I just had to chime in on the capture of this alleged shooter, and we'll see what happens. Jerry, we just watching right now, no doubt. Good morning, Jerry. What's up, booty? Greg Craig is a fool. Yes, we like having ya. Yeah, is all. Thank you, Jason. But I got some stuff to do. I just want to jump on here and do that. Stay safe, brothers, no doubt. Jason, I'm gonna start changing my stuff up, man. I'm gonna start covering some other stuff besides Bitcoin. So I think you were here for the rant. Clip that rant, seriously. All right, I'll do that. I'll find it and I'll put it up. What should I call it? Because I don't even know what the hell I said. What do you guys think I should call that rant? Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Afia, thank you very much. What do you guys think I should name that rant? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna clip it. Oh my gosh. I blacked out, guys. I blacked out on that one. So again, I love you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, listen, man, we're here for freedom, sovereignty, and our right to live. Jerry loves justice. For life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness. And we got to do that. The money's broken. We need to fix it. And again, thank God we got Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter, and we'll see what happens. But until then, I'll see you guys later. We need to make sure we fight and stand for our don't call it anything. Let it be what it is. I know, but I gotta name the video, VHF. I can't just not name the video. I just see what you're saying. So again, man, this country's broken and we need to fix it. And in the future, we need a better money. And the best money in the world, in my personal opinion, is the way to break the system, pay off the national debt, stop inflation, and make sure our families are good for generations to come. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure. You guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.